Hi, everybody. Nice to have you joining me on Dishin with the Dietitian. A really important one for us to have tonight as we learn how to get back on track. It is 7 o'clock. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And let me know if this has happened to you. You set a goal to get back on track, to adopt healthier habits. Maybe you set it for you to start after the new year. Or there have been many times you've set a goal or a start date, and then for whatever the reasons, it just didn't happen. Let me know if this has happened to you. Let me know if that's not happened to you at all, but rather that you're on track. And if you are having a hard time, let me know what's working for you and what isn't. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Debbie Kravitsky. I've been a registered dietitian for over 30 years. Currently, I'm a registered dietitian. Hi, Boo. I'm a registered dietitian at Mass General Hospital's Cardiovascular Disease Prevention Center. I also have a private practice. I have the private practice where I'm able to meet with you and provide you with individually tailored nutrition information to help you to reach your goals through Zoom. If this interests you, please email me at Debbie, Debbii, Kravitsky, Kriv as in Victor, Itsky, at gmail.com, and we can arrange a time for us to meet through Zoom. I also consult with many corporations. I've appeared in national publications such as Harper's Bazaar and Family Circle magazine. I've also appeared in television, and I've been very honored to be able to contribute to a book written alongside other cardiologists from Mass General called Facing Heart Disease. It gives me my greatest pleasure and joy to help you to reach your dietary goals by providing you with current, accurate, evidence-based nutrition information. Together, we will shop, we'll cook, and I will navigate the way. And it always starts with Boo. When he says hi, I know I'm good to go. So I'm so thrilled, Boo, that you're here with me. Let me know if any of you have been having a hard time or if you have been able to stay on track and what has been working for you. For there's been many of you who have come up to me and told me that they started January 2nd or that Monday, that following Monday as their start date. And one of the things that's great about that is that you do want to set a realistic time for you to get started, that you don't want to think that you're going to totally throw things away when you know that there'll be all these temptations around you and you're really not setting yourself up for success. But the first thing is I want you to set a realistic goal. Hi, Karen. How are you? A 20-minute walk today? Absolutely. Go you. That's just where we're going to start. And you literally put your best foot forward. So I am so proud of you. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read and I don't have to squint when you guys write in, and I'm thrilled to be able to do that. But the first thing I want you to do, and Karen, I'm so glad you're on as well, is to be able to set realistic goals. Now, these shouldn't be huge goals. We all have large goals, goals where we want to get to, whether it be a weight goal, a cholesterol goal, a blood sugar goal. That's not, I want you to set a much more smaller, manageable goal. They're called SMART goals. The S is for so SMART goals are goals that are measurable, they're attainable, they're realistic, and they're timely. So I want you to start by setting a small goal that you know that you can reach. The most important thing is about self-talk. I want you to always talk to yourself nicely and help yourself and find out what you did that's right. Every night I want you to think about what did I do that was good, that went well today, and what did I accomplish today. And for me, it starts. Hi, Tom. How are you? So glad that you're on. And I don't know if you're in Florida, but I hope you are, and I hope you're enjoying and things are good there. But it starts for me with an exercise piece. I think, and Karen, you can attest to this, that when you move, when you exercise, it changes everything. And it's something I hope that you can do. Now, it doesn't have to be this huge hour and a half workout, but anything you do to move, particularly during this time, it's the number one stress reliever is exercise. And if you can go out for a walk, now, Karen, you did a 20-minute walk, go you, but whatever you can do. And I think that when you set a goal that say you think that you're going to only walk for 10 minutes, that you'll do more than you think. Once you're out there and you're walking, you'll be able to add another 10 and do the 20 like Karen, like you did. And when you change your environment, you change your behavior, you got to go outside. I mean, I hate to say this out loud. I always think that if I say, look at this, we are in January and nonetheless, not an ounce, nothing on the snow. I'm always concerned about ice. There's nothing. So take advantage. Watch, because I said this, we're going to have a blizzard tomorrow, but take advantage of this incredible weather and get out there and exercise, but also have a plan in place that you can do something indoors. So whether you have exercise equipment that you own, or you have a video that you're using, or just music and you can dance, do something. Exercise, to me, it's the number one game changer. The second thing is I want you to is to focus on your foods by pre-planning your meals. People who eat haphazardly throughout the day, they get into trouble. So I want you to pre-plan your meals, make sure you have the right foods on hand. You want to set yourself up for success. And people who eat the same all the time, they actually do better. So it's not that I don't want you to vary your vegetables. Go ahead. I want you to eat the rainbow for both fruits and vegetables, but I want you to keep it pretty much the same idea all the time. It will help you to stay on track. It'll just make it simpler, and I think that you'll do better. If there are any of you who are listening to me who are vegetarians, and by vegetarians, there are different levels of being a vegetarian. I'm talking to the vegans out there, those who aren't including any animal products at all, that they have done studies and they find that those who were able to eat ad lib, didn't matter, don't count calories, don't watch portions, but go low fat and don't have any animal products whatsoever, that they actually did much better than the rest of the group who were counting calories and measuring and so on. But nonetheless, I think that if you take that, adopt your rate your plate, if you every time you sit down, breakfast included, you fill half your plate with vegetables, it's a great way to start. So if you're having eggs in the morning, fill half your plate with sauteed vegetables or fresh vegetables. Wherever you can get these veggies in, this fiber will fill you up and really not cost you for calories. I don't know anybody who gained weight from too much broccoli, right? So you could do that. It's great. It's easy. You could have spinach and mushrooms in the morning, that either fresh or sauteed. It's easy to do. But veggies at every single meal. Fill half your plate with vegetables. It's a great way to start. You also want to keep yourself on track by making sure, and I can't say it enough, that you talk to yourself nicely. If, say, you start and your first day you were able to get the exercise in, but you really didn't eat as well as you thought, then the focus shouldn't be on, I blew it because I didn't eat great. The focus should be on, go me, I got the exercise in. Because once you focus on what you are doing, success begets success. And you'll start to go forward in a better way. Maybe the next day you won't be able to get the exercise in, but your food choices are better. Maybe they're not perfect, but they're better. That means that the next day it will continue to get better, but only if you talk to yourself nicely. So true, JMK. I'm so glad I'm resonating with you, because this is what it's all about. It's about going forward in a positive, better way. I think, let me know if all of you are agreeing with me or not, but I think that we just have such a stressful world today that to punish yourself, to yell at yourself, to find out what went wrong, it's just too easy, and it will lead you to stuff your feelings and to overeat. It's many researchers and doctors, they argue, why do people not have willpower? Is it because of your brain function? Is it because you're eating your emotions? Is it because of the foods that you're eating? Here, here. Thank you, Steinler Consultant. I'm so glad I'm resonating with you as well. I think we're all feeling it. Hi, Tom. You agree. You're in Florida. Yep, still walking. And that is so great. Every pool, aerobics, 30 minutes, fabulous. And treadmill. This is what will keep you on track. And you're running training at night. Go you. And you're able to sleep even after exercise. That's awesome. Go you, because sometimes exercise can keep people up at night. Good evening. Hi, Janice. I'm so glad I got you both on. That's awesome. That is really great. But and let me know how you are all. So, Tom, you're staying on track with the exercise and you're doing quite a bit of it. So good for you. But let me know how, and it's so nice when you're in Florida, you've got the weather, which is conducive to that. But let me know also how all of you, the rest of you, are staying on track or what you're thinking of doing by redirecting. Because I think this exercise piece, so go you and go Karen for walking, I think it makes a huge, huge difference. And little bits make big differences. So start to build upon your success. This to me is the key for staying on track for getting on track and for staying on track. I think the exercise piece is the first step. It's a great way to go. It's really important for those of you who are home, those of you who aren't working, or those of you who are able to work from home. Get your workout clothes on first thing in the morning. Get yourself dressed. It's a great start. And schedule it. If you're working from home, schedule the exercise for when you can, whether it's first thing in the morning before work starts, or it's during your lunch break, or it's after work, but make that commitment. And then the second part of this is honor your commitment. Stick to it. So that's why the commitment has to be a realistic one, so that you can uphold it. But if something doesn't work out, just review what happened, and just move forward. It's always about continuing to move forward and building upon each step that you take. This to me is the key. It's too easy to say, I exercised, but look, then I ate the rest of the day. So forget it. I blew it. Look, I'm not ready. That doesn't work. That leads you where? Nowhere. So you need to say, I exercised today. The food piece wasn't so perfect. Actually, it wasn't good at all. But that's okay. Tomorrow, maybe I'll exercise and do a little bit better for food choices. So you need the plan for the food choices, so that then you don't have to worry about them. So then you can put your focus and your attention and your energies on what you are doing. You don't have to worry about what you're eating, because you've already set that up. So every night, whether you're home or you're going into work, make sure that you make a lunch. Always make a lunch. Hi, Flores. Welcome. I'm getting better and better about being positive after having an open heart surgery. Good for you. And you're also better about, you're also eating better with everyday walk and exercises. That's huge. So go you, first of all, that you had open heart surgery and you're here and you're joining me on the live stream and you got the mulligan. How awesome is that? Isn't it just remarkable what they can do? Today in modern medicine, it's just wonderful. So I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you're using this gift of life that you got, this second chance to go forward in a better way. And the exercise will make you feel better, and it will make you stronger. Like every muscle, your heart has to be strengthened through exercise. And I'm so thrilled that you are eating better, and making better food choices, because your heart, your body, in order for your engine to run properly, it needs the proper gas, the proper fuel. So go you. That is, I mean, it doesn't speak any better than that you're taking what's happened to you and you're using it as springboard to go forward in a better way. This is exactly what we do. And who better than all of us appreciates the fragility of life and the idea that this is Broadway, no dress rehearsals here. So you want to make sure that you live longer and you live longer well. And when you get a second chance at this, you just don't throw it away. So go you. Couldn't be any prouder of you. It totally speaks volumes about who you are and what your constitution is. Because sometimes we don't know until we're tested. So here you are, you've come through this, and you come through better, you come through stronger, with a greater appreciation for life and a greater resiliency. And this is just why we're doing this. We're doing this and the longer we live, the more likely we are for something to get us. Now, we're not going to necessarily choose what we get, nor are we going to necessarily like what we get, but nobody will go untouched. So the idea is you want to increase your body's vitality, its a resiliency, its ability to bounce back. So when these things do come knocking, you can get up quicker and respond faster and go forward in a better way. So go you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Flores. I'm so thrilled for you. And go you. I'm giving you a thumbs up too, because it just speaks so well for you that you're able to do this and create a better life, a healthier life. So go. That's awesome. Love it. Um, so let me know what tricks you are using to stay on track. For me, the greatest one is about this self-talk, about being kind to yourself, and about choosing one thing. It can be small. So set the bar low so that then you can definitely achieve it, and maybe you'll overshoot it. Like if you say you're going to exercise, I used to, back in the day when we were going to the gym, I used to get on an elliptical and I used to say, just go on for 1 minute. Get to 1 minute, Deb. And I'd get on, and after the 1 minute, I'd say, Deb, you can make it to 5. And before long, I have to tell you, it was 45. And I just kept going. So set the bar low, because you're probably going to exceed, you probably will overshoot your bar. But if you set it low and then you do it, at least you know you had success, that you set it and you reached your goal. Again, success begets success. So wake up in the morning, have a plan for your eating, know exactly what it is, fill half your plate with vegetables at every single meal, get your workout clothes on straight out of the gate if you can. If you have to work, make sure you've made a plan for exercise as to whether you're doing it first thing in the morning before you start your day, during your lunch break. If you're doing it after work, just remember that's your commitment. So you got to hold yourself to it. And it can be anything simple, but you do have to move. I think the exercise piece, and Karen, you said it made all the difference. I think it definitely does. I couldn't agree with you more. It's a huge piece to this. And once you start exercising, you're going to start eating better and you'll stay connected with your body. I mean, many times we talk about health, it can be vague. I think vanity is much more tangible. And there are many, many, many benefits of exercise. You know, we've talked about them, but one of them is that you stay connected to your body, particularly in the winter. It's easy to just put on a big sweater, a heavy coat, and not stay connected. You can get away with it. Nobody has to look. Nobody has to see. All the clothes can be loose. But when you exercise, then you do look and you do feel your body moving and you stay connected. So it's another win in the exercise column. So I'm so glad that you guys are exercising. It makes a huge difference. And I can see from the three of you who've wrote in that who are talking about your exercise piece, and that's what's going to help you stay on track. But then you definitely need to eat. I think the eating is also, I would say, maybe 80% of heart health is definitely and also reducing your risk for chronic disease. We definitely need to make great food choices. So that's why the debate about willpower goes back and forth between researchers. Is it what people are eating are changing their brain, or is it that they're eating to stuff their emotions? My personal view is that it is both, that one is not on the island without the other. So hi, Tom, how are you? You ordered a plate with a picture. Oh, you did. You ordered a plate with a picture of the Rate My Plate foods. It helps. That is brilliant, Tom. Go you. I love that. I used to have placemats just like that I used to hand out to patients. And now during COVID, I can't hand out any paper. So that's gone. But it's such a great built-in tool. If your plate already tells you to do it like that, that is phenomenal. Go you. And you ordered it, I'm going to guess, on Amazon. Let me know, Tom, because I'm going to suggest that for others. I think that's a great, great, great idea. So every time you sit down, you're filling your plate with vegetables that have what we call a low caloric density. They're foods that have a lot of water and fiber. So think about broccoli. Think about green beans and asparagus and cauliflower. And what's great about all of these is they can be prepared in multiple ways. The cauliflower could be cauliflower raw, can be cauliflower rice is for cauliflower rice. Let me know if you'd like me to do a live stream on how I make cauliflower rice. It could be cauliflower mash, a substitute for baked potato, for mashed potato is made with cauliflower. These vegetables would also be string beans, would be, look at all the water and the fiber in zucchini and in spinach and tomatoes, lettuce, cucumber, onions. Think about celery and cabbage and Brussels sprouts and carrots and eggplant, snow peas, sugar snap peas, sprouts, unlimited for these as long as you're not in a sauce. And then make sure you have a little bit of protein and then a high fiber or starchy vegetable or whole grain. So if you have rice, don't have potato. If you have potato, don't have winter or butternut squash. You're going to choose one. If you are vegan, just so you know, a vegetarian diet reduces heart disease risk by 40%, as well as for heart failure and lower risks of cancer. But it has to be a food that will fit within your lifestyle, and you have to like these foods. So hi, Tom. Yeah, it is great. I think you got it on Amazon. It's smaller plate than I normally would use, and you got it on Amazon. Janice thinks it's a brilliant, thinks it's brilliant as well. I do as well. And I have to tell you that the size of the plate, you bring up another good point, Tom, is very important. That every time I sit down to dinner, I have to tell you, this is, we keep it real on Dishin with a Dietitian. I use a small plate. I give the larger dinner plates to the rest of my family, who look at me always like, huh? But they know I'm going to do it, and I do it, because if you have a small plate, then your food will look bigger, your portions will appear larger, even though they're not. And even though you're doing it to you, it fools you. So it's much better to have a smaller plate and then fill half of it still with the vegetables. So I'm so glad that was a smaller plate, and that is the thinking behind it. And so it's so interesting that you see it and that you notice that, because if you have a big plate, you're going to fill it and you're going to eat more. So when I have a small plate, it looks like I'm having more than I am, and it will make me psychologically feel like I'm satisfied, and it'll do the same for you, Tom. So let me know how if it's making a difference. I think that is so great. So if any of you are interested, go on Amazon. You can order a plate that looks like Rate Your Plate, where half of it will be vegetables. It will be probably noticeably smaller, like Tom noticed that it is smaller than your typical dinner plate. And that's to help you to feel like you're having more than you are, and help you to eat less and to stay on track. Love, love, love it. If you can't get that plate, just fill half your plate with vegetables. Make them steam, make them raw, cooked, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It also, many people say to me, I don't get the vegetables because I was going to get them frozen. I didn't get to the market and I was going to get them frozen, but I wasn't sure if that was a good choice. Frozen vegetables are a great choice. They are just as nutritious as fresh, and sometimes even more so, because they flash freeze them at the point of harvest. And so as long as they're not in a sauce, they are a great choice. I keep cauliflower rice in my freezer for those go-to times. So it's a great, it just is no reason to not have vegetables accessible, because you can have them frozen or fresh. Now, my vegetables, I have to tell you, I do tend to get them fresh, but let me know about what you're using. Also, let me know if you would like any more cooking segments coming up. That's been new for us to return to cooking. We've been able to do it because thanks to all of you, I have now over 1,000 subscribers. So that is terrific. So let me know if these segments have been helpful for you. Let me know if you want more cooking segments, or if there's other things that you'd like me to do with you on Dishin with the Dietitians live stream. But I think it's very important, as things were just seem to be a little dismal and dark. And I know many of you set goals to start after the new year. So I'm so glad you people who joined me on the live stream are very committed to healthy lifestyle. And I think that's why you come and join me on the live stream, because this has really become, I couldn't be any prouder who you are and what you're all about. Need a reminder about citrus, not the juice, but the oranges, the grapefruit. Is it okay to have or too high in sugar? So the thing with fruit, you're learning more about frozen veggies. You thought they were unhealthy, so it's a good tip. I'm so glad about that. So yeah, both frozen veggies and frozen fruit, as long as they're flash frozen, are just as nutritious, maybe even more. And in terms of oranges and grapefruit, with with grapefruit, if you're on Lipitor, what do you think? What Karen asked me, do you think one meal is more important than any other during the day? But some people think breakfast. So let me get to all of these. Go, you guys! I am loving this. So, first of all, the citrus, it's very important. Vitamin C plays a role in immunity, and we are in the middle of a pandemic, so it's very important. However, if you're on atorvastatin or Lipitor, they're the same. They're the same name for the drug. One is the generic name. So atorvastatin, Lipitor, it's the same thing. If you are taking this drug, then you should not be having grapefruit or grapefruit juice, because it will interfere. You'll end up with too much drug in your system. If you aren't, then all citrus fruits are terrific to have. Don't worry about the sugar in fruit. It is tightly bound to the fiber in the fruit. I'm not a fan of juice, because you lose the roughage, the cellular structure of that fruit or vegetable, and you need it to give yourself the healthy bacteria in your gut. So your mantra always is be the blender, have the whole fruit, the whole vegetable, not the juice of the smoothie. So in terms of the sugar in fruit, don't worry about it. It's so tightly bound to the fiber, so it's not a problem. But a lot of people are afraid of that, so I want to just dispel that myth right straight out. In terms of and we're on a live stream because you are so, oh, Janice, you're unbelievable. Well, I feel the same. Otherwise, I would have quit this a long time ago. But since I can't break up with you, that's why I'm here. But Janice, you're awesome as well. So thank you so much. That really means, you have no idea. It means the world to me, because many times, as you know, I question, should I continue this or not? So that's just so awesome. I think that every meal is important, Karen. When you space them, how you space them is totally up to you, unless you're on medication that requires certain spacing. And whether you include snacks or not will also be an individual choice. If you're on medications that you need to cover that medication by having a snack, then you need to have a snack. But we all have different dieting or eating personalities. So my thing is, don't let yourself go too long without eating, because you'll get ravenous and out of control. However, if you're starting to teach yourself when you're truly hungry and when you're not, if dinner is in 10 minutes or so and you're starting to get hungry, but you're not ravenous or out of control, start to sit with that so that you can start to see that it passes. Let me know if this has happened to any of you, that you feel a little hungry, but you really get busy, and so you don't eat. And then all of a sudden it passed, it went away, and you don't feel it anymore. That's because you weren't truly hungry. But at every meal, you need a source of protein. So that's why I need you to eat it all at every meal. Making your own your own fruit or veggie juice is not any better than getting it from the store. Juice is juice, and I'm not a fan. And hi, Stuart, how are you? How important is it to drink a lot of water? It is so important to drink a lot of water. And I'm going to get back to that in a minute. So it's another good point. It's a great question, Stuart. But I want you to have breakfast at every meal, protein at every meal. One of the reasons why breakfast is such an important meal is because during the dawn hours of the morning, all of us, diabetic or not, we secrete hormones that block the actions of insulin, which means you're going to end up with a high blood sugar. The only way to cut these hormones is you need to eat. So breakfast is an important meal because you need to cut these hormones. You also have a demand for protein. So make sure you have a breakfast and make sure you have it with protein. But then you have another demand for protein at lunch and at dinner. If you don't eat it, the demand is there, the need will be met, and you'll go into negative balance, which you don't want to do. So make sure you have protein at every meal. Don't skip a meal. If 0 is ravenous and 10 is I'm so full I could burst, don't go below a 3 and don't go above a 7. Keep yourself in that stead and in that frame and that range, and I think you will do fine. As you need more fiber, more fiber than we previously thought. Fiber will help to keep you full. It'll keep your blood sugar steady. It reduces risk for heart disease as well as certain cancers. And it will give you this healthy bacteria in the gut. And the only way you can get it is by making sure you eat plenty of fiber. But when you eat a lot of fiber, you need to drink a lot of water because you need to flush this fiber through. If you don't, that fiber will bloat you, distend you. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. So, Stuart, the answer is it is so important to drink a lot of water. Now, watch how close we're going to get. How do you know you've had a lot of water? You've had enough water, that you've been well hydrated? It's the color of your urine. So take a look. It should be clear. You should be able to read a newspaper through it. The deeper the color, the more dehydrated you are. Go get some water to drink. It'll be an automatic feedback mechanism. When you go to the bathroom again, you'll see it should look better. So you see a lot. I mean, there've been contests with people. How fast can you drink this water? How much can you drink this water? It's based on an individual requirement, based on your height, your body weight, how active you are, what climate you're in. So you can't just say have 8 cups of water. Look at your urine. That will tell you how you're doing. I always say that your toilet is your data dump, tells you exactly how you're doing. I know. I've been using a cup of Greek yogurt to coat your stomach in order to take Advil. Other healthy low-cal recommendations, yogurt is perfect. I'll tell you why, Christine. It's a great question. The yogurt is perfect because it'll give, as long as it says on the side of the yogurt that it has the presence of active and live cultures. So that will be great because it will help to give you the healthy bacteria in your gut to help you to feel better, and it will definitely coat your stomach. You could have a low-fat frozen yogurt, and you can also take that yogurt, the Greek yogurt, in the little containers. You can stick a popsicle stick in it and put it in your freezer. So sometimes you just want something to suck on, and you could have a frozen, that same yogurt could be in the frozen form. So it'll just give you a variety, even though it's the exact same thing, but it'll give it to you in a different form. It's stunning that you can freeze it. You also could put it in a cup and layer it with fruit, fresh fruit. Put it in the freezer, and you're going to have a frozen, and put a popsicle stick in. You'll have a frozen parfait. It's delicious. So put that on. If you look on my video on 4th of July, you're going to watch to see how I did it. And it's unbelievable. It's gorgeous and it's fun and it's totally different. But other low-cal snacks that you can have to help you could be even just a sugar-free popsicle. It could be, I love to do vegetables, stir-fry vegetables or steam vegetables. I love to have the PB2 with a brown rice cake, like the Lunders. You also could do a Baby Bell cheese that you put in a small whole wheat pocket and melt it and have a grilled cheese in a pocket. That I think would be great for your stomach and would be warm and satisfying and delicious. You also could just have a cup of tea with a few nuts. It'll be wonderful. Get the 100-calorie packs that are prepackaged and keep you on track. How about George's Aloe, which replenishes the gut lining stem cells and acidophilus? I wasn't aware of that, so go you. I'll have to look into that. George's Aloe. I will look into that and to see how that does. I'm very mindful and very concerned about people who just randomly assign people to take a probiotic. I get asked about this a lot. The reason is I want you to pick
an aloe vera juice.
An aloe vera juice, and my daughter's looking it up as we speak.
Helps balance the stomach's pH levels and promotes healthy bacteria growth.
So I have to look at some studies on it. In general, the pH in your bloodstream stays pretty regulated all by itself. So I'm going to have to do some research into that, Janice. Thanks for bringing that to my
zero calories.
attention. No calories at all. She's telling me, which is always a good thing. So I will definitely look into it. People ask me, should I take a probiotic? And I say no. There is certain disease states that they have looked at, and which certain probiotics are, and they're very specific by strain and by species, and they're usually pharmaceutical grade that will help certain people in certain situations. But picture a tube, and in a tube, millions of little dots. These are these bacteria that reside in your gut. And if I can't tell you, because we don't know, that in you, it's this particular strain is missing or is not in the appropriate amounts. So when you take a probiotic, you might be overloading one side and not the ones you need. And you might be throwing your whole harmony, your whole system out of balance. And it can sometimes do more harm than good. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Christina. George's doesn't taste bad. It helps all stomach problems. So if it helps you, that's good, but that doesn't mean it will help everybody's stomach problems, because we're also genetically a little different, and the bacteria you're hosting are determined by the food that you're eating, the lifestyle that you're leading, the stress level that you have, whether you're exercising or not. So it might help and it might not. But I'm definitely going to do more research into it, because it's good to know. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I love to learn. I'm fascinated by this microbiome. I will tell you that we're not even a year ago, I would have told everybody it doesn't matter how much fat you eat, it does matter the type of fat. Now I can tell you that we have learned more because of this research on the microbiome. We do see that those people who have a high fat diet, they don't do as well. So it does matter how much fat you eat. It negatively impacts the microbiome. Which is stunning is that, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, when I say microbiome, it refers to the fact that it's creepy but true, but we don't live alone. We're the host to tens of trillions of bacteria, and these bacteria play a profound role in your risk for disease and how you interact with the environment. And the bacteria that you host impacts your mood, your ability to focus and learn, your risk for disease, how well you're going to do. And so it makes a huge difference on what kind of a host you are to these bacteria, and that you want to host the good guys, the guys that are going to, I'm totally simplifying this, but the people that the bacteria that you host are dependent upon the lifestyle that you lead, and definitely the foods that you eat. And while we are the most well studied, you want to think of your body as so look to the video on microbiome so you'll know what I'm talking about. And because I never want to keep you too late, but we do know that a high-fat diet negatively impacts the bacteria you host, therefore negatively impacts your microbiome, which is stunning, except for one type of fat which doesn't. And the type of fat that doesn't negatively impact the microbiome are the polyunsaturated fats. And why is that so fascinating? Because these are the most influential fats in lowering your LDL, or your bad cholesterol. So while these fats are particularly good for reducing heart disease risk, they also reduce overall risk. And a high-fat diet also increases cancer risk. So this is very important to know. The polyunsaturated fats, namely corn oil, corn oil, safflower, sunflower, grapeseed oil. Make sure you include these. They will positively impact your microbiome and reduce your risk for heart disease. It makes a big difference. So go low fat, just eat the right type of fat for its effect on cholesterol. All right, you guys, I hate to keep you longer than half an hour, and I know we have. I feel like I could talk to you ad libitum, as they say. I could go on and on and on. Your questions, your comments really have made this a very rich live stream. I hope it's been helpful for you. I want you to set a goal, make it teeny so that you know you can overshoot it. And if you do it, great. And if you were able to do one part but not another, focus on the parts every day. It's a great practice anyway for life. I think just to be a happy person is to focus on what went right versus what didn't. And Oh, Susan, how are you? Oh, I'm so glad you've enjoyed this. That's so great. So focus on what you did do well, what went well, and then you can start to build on that. Success begets success, and every day will be great. So, Tom Monahan, I'm so glad you found this information helpful. It's been such a thrill and a pleasure for me to be able to connect with you. I've loved it. And let me know if cooking segments or things or what you're interested in for upcoming live streams, because I take these suggestions. It's how we've gotten almost all of our live streams have been from suggestions from each and every one of you. But it has been a pleasure to be able to be with you tonight. I've loved being together. Hi, Janice. How are you? Thank you so much from both of us. I tell you, I love that both of you are on and you're on separately, but together. I love that. That is so awesome because you guys are so fabulous. And this way, as much as I miss you, I feel thrilled that I can stay connected with you in this way. So it is really great. And Flores, I'm so thrilled. Flores J78, thank you, Debbie. You are I love that. And I'm so glad you learned so much. And Rosemary, how are you? Thanks for a great info night. So I'm so glad you guys have joined me tonight. It's really been, and that you found it helpful. I'm so thrilled. And I will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks at 7 o'clock on Dishin with the Dietitian. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much. You made my night as well. So have a great night. Stay safe, everybody. Wear your masks, socially distant, eat healthy food, and go you, because I already know you're crushing your goals. Go you. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Take care. Thanks for joining me.